Yeah, for now it's just messing around, essentially. Can I make this? Almost. Oh, I can. Well, fuck that up. God damn it. Now I'm just fucking up everything. Alright. Oh! It did this. I hit the spin so close to when I got hit that it did the spin afterwards. Alright, fuck it. Jesus Christ, I can't even do that. I can't even step on it normally. I can't even step on the damn platform normally. Okay, whatever. Sure, yeah, I hit that, I guess. I guess I hit that. I guess I didn't hit that. Shit. I really don't know. I really don't know how you're supposed to get past that. Without getting hit, I mean. Maybe you're supposed to do it right when they... Or maybe it just will leave you alone if you're careful enough. Go slow to start. Oh wow, that's great. Fuck it, eat it, eat the hit. Now that I think about it, none of these stages are really good time trial stuff. You know what? Maybe that's why Crash 3 is a bit on the easier side. Because I've noticed the same thing goes on with Crash Warped that happens with games like Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends and other platformers like that. You don't get as much of a good visceral challenge and exploration because the levels are built in a way to make them more understandable for like a time trial sort of thing, or like a speed run. So it's like you get something that's going to look great when you you get something that's going to look great to run through when you're going high speed, but when it comes to just playing normally and carefully, it's not as satisfying. Like, that's why you don't get much out of a game like Rayman Origins or Legends on your own. Because it's just not as satisfying. It's just emptiness. Swear to God, if I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way! Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it! Still got it. Like I think one of the biggest examples in Warped has to be the medieval stages, because it's like, yeah, they're really easy stages to speedrun, but they're so smooth to speedrun because there's not much else going on normally. So when you're running through, so like in games like that are built like that, it's like, look how amazing this looks when you speedrun, but then when you play it normally, it's like, it's like, yeah, Rayman Origins and Legends are great and all, but when I'm playing by myself, I'm kind of just running down a hallway. Or just going through a speedy challenge or something like that. Anyways, here we go. Okay, where was I again? Also, I get the I'm not quite sure who that was, but considering some other stuff, that might have been Spike. Yeah, Ruination, and then Behaving, and okay, then Boss. Oh my God. Earn the green gem elsewhere. Oh, I have that green gem. Oh, I just stopped early there. the fucking Yeti off in the distance, no, upper right. I remember seeing shit like that as a kid and just being like, what the hell is that? Well, obviously not saying it like that, but just saying, what is that? Oh god, I didn't realize he jumped that far. Shit. I don't remember if I need to go here for things or not, but let's do it. Yeah, this fucking asshole of a platform. Too late. Right, in this one, the big Yeti growls right as they throw the whatchamacallit. Like, they growl as they throw the log. At least in this version. In the original, the slamming of the log was a lot louder, so you could just listen for it. But in this one, you gotta listen for that growl, because that's when you know, okay, start jumping. Meanwhile, this one, you can just watch it. No! I'm just noticing, Coco and... Oh wait, no, Crash... I don't think Crash does either. But when sliding on those, they don't have an animation. But when sliding on, like, Moss in the first game, they have an animation for, like, oh, geez, I'm sliding. Goodbye. God, I remember I used to have my trouble. I used to always have my troubles. Actually, still have my troubles, as you saw earlier. Sometimes you just mistime it. Whoa. This shit right here. Oh wait, no, that's not bad. And then I fuck it up, alright, because I jumped too high, so I had too much speed coming down. Tiny, tiny spot. So if you want to get in, you gotta make sure you have that short hop. Because otherwise you got too much speed, too much speed coming down and going up. Can't sneak in. But if you go short, you just kind of tuck in. That was me just now understanding why I always had problems with that in the past in other games. Because physics. Or momentum. Whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't know. I'm bad with words. You'll get what I'm saying, I just won't use the right word. Who the hell is that? Why is it always fluctuating? Two, three, 2, 3. I wonder if we're gonna end up getting up to 5 randomly, like last time. Well, that was weird. I'll take it, though. That's what happens when you got things that are too close together. Eventually, the animations cancel out, and you just kind of don't do it anymore. What you want, monkey? Fuck. Oh, okay, so yeah, it'll start. It starts, you know. It remembers that you were there, and then briefly, there's 2 of you, and then all of a sudden, oh, this one doesn't exist anymore. Oh no! I fucked myself. That's what I should have done. Oh god. And it took care of him. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's see if I can do this. And that happens. You know what? Let's just do it like this. I don't know why I have an easier time with that. Doing it that way. There we go. After dealing with digging it and cold hard crash, it's nice to have a nice straightforward level. Also, who the hell was that? Is that some of that there shorthand? What that even mean? I have no idea. Anyways, here's the second and final of this type of level. Still not really sure what to describe this level type as. Like I like location wise. Like everything else has like a clear cut thing. I still want to say mountains because it's very rocky, and we're still in the snow. Oh wait, but then the chase level. Well, you go by chase level for when you're running from. Get the fuck out of my way. Yeah, mountain works. Or the woods? Yeah, this is more like, this is very wooded. I'd go with that. That too. Yeah, that wasn't worth it in the end. Oh god, I forgot they were still coming. I kind of didn't hear them. Like, at all. Get the fuck out of my way. Also, I don't really know what you're getting at there. Get the fuck out. The hint to that is that nitro crates always move. They always jiggle and jostle. Ooh. Some old school shit here. Just gotta be careful. Whew. And kick in the face. That's just some bullshit right there. Yeah, I still, to this day, I don't know. I don't know. There are just certain things I don't. Anyways, back to this bullshit. Also, yeah, you can't, there's something that's actually made the level harder in that you actually, oh, I get why they did it now. Because in the first level like this, they teach you about the bees and they show you can spin them. Then in this one, the whole thing was supposed to, I think the whole thing was supposed to be that, hey, they made it harder in the fact that, like, you have a lot of bees, but if you were quick enough on the draw and you timed it right, you could spin all the bees. The thing was, spinning multiple enemies in a row, spinning multiple enemies together would net you Wumpa fruit. So if you really wanted to, and if you were good enough, you could just stand around, bait out a cloud of bees, and then spin them all, get a ton of fruit, and eventually build up fruit to get lives. Whereas here, the bees are spaced out now. So now it's, oh no, you can't just, time this. Oh, that was a combo attack. They fucking work together on that one. Shit. They spaced them out. So not only are the bees in both levels a little faster now, but you also can't just wait and spin them. You have to outrun them. There is no just, oh, I'll just wait as long as there's no, oh, I'll just wait as long as I want, and and then not have to, and then let them not be an issue. Because once I now that I think about it, once I learned that I could spin the bees these levels got way easier to deal with in general, and I'm a fucking idiot. So now this makes them actually hard. Now this makes them hard again. It's like, okay, now this is actually something I have to be careful about, because this is shit I never had to worry about before. Is there another checkpoint up ahead that I can hit? Because, you know what? No, let's just do that. Also, this is me losing all the lives that I should have lost in digging it in Cold Hard Crash. Wait a second, there aren't any boxes on this, right? Wait a second. Yeah, now that I think about it, there's no boxes, and I have the purple gem. Right? These are all nitros, and they'll get broken. Yeah, what am I doing? Fuck it. Shoot me. What the hell am I doing? That was a waste of like 5 minutes. What the fuck am I doing? I don't... No, I know. I just like I've been doing that. Like I've been doing that this whole time. I just forgot. I've just been so busy talking that I forgot that there are no crates there. Like I would have just done what I've been doing that this whole time. I just wasn't paying attention. Just a brain fart. Just a brain fart. That's actually a bad idea. That right there is a trap. That right there is a huge trap. Don't take those. Do not. Yep, just a brain fart. I honestly have no idea what's going on now. We are a half hour in and this stream has already fallen apart. Either way, if that is your choice, I believe you should take it up with Coco, because sure, her ass is the one that's her ass is on the line. Can't even speak tonight. All right. I put all of my finesse into the last stream, and now you've got nothing but idiocy coming your way.
Crash. I have discovered that the opposition is being masterminded by Dr. Nitrous Brio, the inventor of the Evolvo Ray. Brio was responsible for our misunderstandings in the past. He forced me to assist him in his plot for world domination, and he's at it again. He will attempt to stand in our way. Be on your guard, Crash. Deliver the crystals to Engine.
Alright, so I told Danma about this, but it looks like she's gonna have to hear me ramble on about nonsense again. Now, seeing that again, whatchamacallit, I do find that very clever how in keeping all of the dialogue, they managed to make that even more clever and more indicative of the plot, and like showing like why Crash is doing this. And the fact that he doesn't know what's going on. He hasn't known what's going on even since the first game. So all he knows is that there were two dudes, Cortex was one of them, that mutated him into what he is. He tried to run away, and then they both tried to kill, and then them and a bunch of other mutant animals tried to kill him on his way back to get his girlfriend. So by keeping all the dialogue, they still had to keep the dialogue that talks about, using the platforms to go back, and how using the platforms to go between the warp rooms will lead to the bosses ambushing you, because they can't hit you in here. You're safe in here. But on the way to the next one, they can beat your ass and steal your crystals. And that's why the boss battles would happen. But now that we have these portals, those lines don't make sense. So the first time it happens, it's just kind of like, whoa, Cortex is getting some static. What are we missing? Maybe he's saying some shit that would make this a little clearer, but Crash doesn't know. And now with this one, he starts talking about some dude named, starts getting scrabbled, and he starts talking about some dude named Engine. Crash doesn't know who that is. If you're playing this for the first time, you don't know who that is. And so all you know is, well, I've been going into these portals and I've been getting attacked, and then I can move on. Thus, Crash enters the portal, gets attacked by some dude, and is like, I don't know this Engine guy. I don't know if this guy's actually Engine, and he really wants the crystals. He must be another goon. Thus, we fight him.
Like Dr. Cortex said, give the 20 crystals you collected to me!
Of course, one of my favorite boss themes. Also, he's harder. Oh, you can't jump it. Or not so easily anymore. You gotta really get a high jump to get over it now. Oh, that one's almost done. There we go. Come on, open wide, open wide. Come on. A little more. A little bit more. Not gonna take much more. There we go. I also like the little added animation of him freaking out when you mess up his whatchamacallit, because in the original, if you took out one of the pieces while it was still going through the attack animation, it would just be sparking for like the longest time and then suddenly just blow off once he finishes it, because it's got to finish the animation. Whereas here, they fill that time with him freaking out and trying to fix it, or trying to like stop it from malfunctioning so bad. And so it falling off is him failing to do so. Like, you're not really breaking, you're not really destroying them, you're jamming them. And then he can't fix it. I was always bad at aiming at these. Oh, got some few hits in. I always really like fighting Engine. Come on, that one's almost done. There we go. Look at him go. Here we go. Grand finale time. Which I don't think takes as many hits because it kind of took a while in the middle in the original because, you know. Oh, shit. He shoots way faster now. Shit. Oh, here we go again. Get some real hits in. Oh, they're both screwed up now. Oh my god. Yeah, that's right. Take some of these. Fucking get your vitamin C. Or D. Whatever vitamins. I don't give a shit. Get it. Get in there. Get in there. Eat them fruits. Also, these are the types of details you're not going to see pointed out in by many other people. Most people don't fucking pay attention to nothing. I mean, they can barely pay attention to the goddamn game when like talking about what they had for breakfast. Like, I've seen more people like go through a cutscene and miss the exact thing that was just said than people who can actually like remember things when it has to be brought up again. There it is. Goodbye. I always got to make sure I'm hitting the right button. Like shit, I see people who like they'll go through like an hour of gameplay and then get to something where it's like, hey, go to this person that you met like 30 minutes ago, and they'll be like, who was that? Who are we talking about? And it's like, Jesus Christ.
What is your problem, Bandicoot? I will not ask you again to bring me the crystals. Obtain the remaining 5 crystals, Crash, and bring them to me.
I like how the hologram themes stay when you're running around until you go to another level, of course. Of course, it being a more backgroundy version of his boss theme, which we will be hearing soon enough. Anyways, time for piston it away. We'll go back to the other stages and get what we're missing, if anything, later. Though I don't really know what we're missing. I really don't know. Also, thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. Do I have all the... Yes, I do. Honestly, these guys are a good example of how you teach people things in games. Like, you start off finding these guys all over the place, like, hey, they go back and forth. They have weird zappy tendrils. Jump on them. You see them in very low-key situations. It's like, okay, here's one that's here. Jump on it. Okay, now check these guys out. Slide into them. Alright. Now we're going to start putting them in places. Now we have ones that are like this. You can slide into these ones, do it. Now do it in a smaller space. Now they switch. Now we're going to put them in puzzles. And thus you go into these things knowing exactly what you're dealing with. Oh shit, this was the one with the death root. Shit. Fuck, this is the one I gotta be really careful on. I think? Right? Yeah, this is the one I think. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is the one I gotta be careful on. Yep. So I gotta go through all this. Be really fucking careful. You know what? I'll go through the trick I used for that later. No need to go through it now when I need to keep going forward anyways. Might as well now. Oh yeah. The rough one. How, again, I don't remember how to get past... I don't remember what the actual proper... Oh wait, I gotta actually finish. Go back first. I don't remember the actual proper way to get past this thing of nitro crates over here. Because you can't go into the foreground like in the original version, because you know they hold you. Almost! I almost made it. I almost made it. Holy shit! You know what? That's better than It's better than last time. That's better than my usual. Because my usual is trying to jump. I think you're supposed to do a... Oh my god. Okay, don't need that. Don't need that nitro crate shenanigans. I mean, what I was doing probably ain't even right. Because the way I always did it as a kid was because you could totally jump off of 2D areas in the originals, I would jump into the... I would slide into the foreground and then high jump back onto the platform. This is the fucking one. Fuck! 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 Why? Oh, I fucked myself. I done fucked myself. Well, Well, I don't have a mask to get past that first one, so guess what? Either I luck out or I'm dead. Either I luck out or I'm dead. Okay, now we go back. Forgot, I don't have to go through that. Okay, so now I have to get through this next bit without getting... I have to get through this next bit without... Now I gotta go back. Oh, figure it out. Okay, let's do this. Okay, we can do this. 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 You gotta be careful. Really careful. Ooh, okay, let's not die stupidly afterwards. Okay. Where's the platform? There we go. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do this like this, but I figured out a stupid trick. Yeah, there we go. And there it is. Okay, actually, no. Wait, hold on. Okay. Oh. Okay. I hate these ones because they're so close. Oh! Fuck everything! Fuck everything! Fuck! I gotta start over now. I don't have a means of getting past those nitro crates because I don't have a mask to sacrifice. Unless I already did it by this point. See, that's what I hate about those situations. Those things are too close to the crates. In order to destroy them, you have to destroy the crate, and then you're right in the fucking explosion. It's goddamn garbage. At least this is after that. Oh my god, that's such... even in the originals, that was garbage. Absolute garbage. Oh. 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 Okay. Please. There you go. You gotta let it get as close to you as possible. You let it get super close. And we're good! And we're good. Now, if you'll excuse me for a sec, I need to run out. I need to run real quick. Back in 2. And we're back. Just had to run to the bathroom real quick and also praise Vert for blessing me on this night and, you know, blessing my hard work. I can now fuck up and die as many times as I want. I am free from the shackles of don't fuck up. Don't matter. Don't matter. I'm on the death route. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of your bullshit. Actually, not all your bullshit. You're all pretty fair. You're all pretty fair. Just a matter of doing it. It's just the shrink rays. It's the shrink rays and those damn nitro crates. That's it. The shrink rays and those moments where you gotta kill an enemy that is right on top of an explosive. That's it. That is the only time I curse anyone. That is the only time I curse you. Otherwise, we're good. I died right at the end. That's amazing. And this is why you needed the death route. Because that's where the nitro box is. I can't believe I did that in as few attempts as I did. Like, holy shit. You know what? Maybe it's because I went through it already and I already got all the fuck-ups out. That is sadly one of those. That is sadly a situation where getting Aku Aku masks ahead of time would not have helped. Because I would have. Because, you know, even if I had gotten invincibility, even if I was fast, it would have burnt out by the time I got into the bonus room. Or I would have passed the bonus room and I would still have had to use up my masks on the way back. So it really wouldn't have. Unfortunately, it wouldn't really save me anything. But hey, it's. You know, but on the bright side, you get 2 masks in there. So, you know what? One thing I will say is the saving grace that makes it so I can't be completely mad at these things for too long, especially after I finish them, is the fact that when you have those situations, that is where they put the most masks. Like when you've got stuff where it's like, look, you should be able to handle this because there isn't too much stuff coming back at you. Not as many masks. Or there's always the whole fallback of you can always go back to an early level, grind lives, get some masks, come back. Come back full up. Like I did for Cold Hard Crash. And that worked out perfectly. Easy. But when you got levels like this, where that may not really do much, they still give you masks. Or like when you're dealing with those plants that you can't get by without getting chomped. They give you masks. So it's like, look. Just play good enough to not get yourself. Just play good enough to not lose these before you need them, and then take the hits. And then feel free to take the hits. It's not the best way to have things. Not the best way to design things, but if you can't do it another way, but you know, if that's how you want to do it and you're not budging, then you might as well put the extra hits around. It's not ideal, but it is a decent compromise. I can at least respect that. I can at least respect the foresight to go. This is not an ideal situation, and avoiding this would be the best. But this is how it is, so we'll at least try and help accommodate you. I'd rather be flat out told, look, this is a shitty situation you're in. But we've got a means to maybe make it less. We've got a means to help you get through the bullshit. Instead of just being told, this is a shitty situation. Fucking deal with it. So I will take it, game. Let's enjoy some good ass music. Ooh. Up. There we go. I like how they don't have collision damage. Unless, you know, they're obviously trying to hurt you. You know, obviously trying to beat the hell out of you. So, like, you'll know if you're close enough to spin attack them because you'll bump into them. Alright, that's another group down. How much do I got? 37. Nice. 5 more. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4, 5. Ah. Anyways, here's Night Fight. Another one that's not ideal. But there is a trick to this one. One that is, if you don't know the trick, if you don't understand, if you don't see through their ruse, it's a bad time. If you do see through their ruse, well, it's still a bad time because it's night and there's a lot of danger, but not in that extra way. At least you got the nice jungle music. Make you feel a little better as you die in the darkness where no one will find you. Okay, here we go. Now once again, this is a death route with boxes. But here's the thing. They're at the end, and now the thing is, here's the boxes. The boxes are at the end. And when you get to the end, you come back on a split, not a platform. Now, going back to get these boxes, they're kind of difficult. Also, look at the lighting on this. Look at the lighting on this. It's awesome. Now, you're thinking, how am I supposed to do this? Now, little Nish would think, how am I supposed to go back and do all this? Well, okay, believe it or not, little Nish actually made his way. They actually made his way back on these paths in the complete darkness and smashed those crates and made his way back by literally clinging to the scenery. Because original PlayStation hitboxes weren't the greatest. Anyways, with these robots as my witness, I now lay myself to the earth. Now you're wondering, how are you supposed to do that? Well, here's the trick. Remember that here's the trick. That level from the first warp room where the jungle path split and you had to go down one and come back the other, that was a hint. That, at the very beginning of the game, was a hint on how you do this. So now that you have the gem, you go back down on the regular path or on a second run of the level. Do this. Get all the way. Okay, I didn't mean to grab that, but Fucking hell. Yeah, just kill me. I screwed that up. I wasted way too much time. Anyways. So anyways, yeah. You go all the way down. Yada, yada, yada. Here we go. Kill the lizards. Okay, now we're good. Go all the way down this path. Run the level normal. Yada, yada, yada. No big deal. Alright. Keep going with it. And eventually... Well, okay, it's farther down than... Okay, this one you need the whatchamacallit for, I think. Yeah, it's actually really hard to say. Never mind. Then I do that. Oh, I didn't grab it. There we go. I forgot, when dealing with darkness, just spin. Just sliding jump. And then I don't slide jump. Go! Go! Oh god. Found it. Okay. Okay. So like I was saying, you go about your business. I think we're hitting the split now. Do all this jazz. Yep. And you get this firefly. And you come back. Because you have light. Now the thing is, this firefly doesn't last long. So it's like, uh-oh, I don't have a firefly. But there's a firefly right here by the boxes. Now once you're sure that you got them, because it's 2 boxes, you come back down this way. And this firefly lasts longer because you have to get to the... Oh, I fucked it up. But it's okay. Now that firefly lasts longer because it's meant to last you from going up the path, going back down the path, and reaching this one. And if you didn't go that way, that other firefly would have lasted you from long enough from when you got off the main path split to here. And that is how you're meant to do, and that is how you're actually meant to do this stage. I hope I got them all. Yep. Just 2 boxes. It's pretty ingenious when you think about it. Anyways, with that out of the way, and with it, the last of the the last of the you have to reach a point without dying challenges out of the way, we now move on to the grand finale and one of the last major challenges of the game. Although really, when you think about it, like thematically, it takes the shape of a very good like grand finale challenge. But let's face it, after everything you've dealt with up to it, it's the mere fact that you don't have to be perfect at any point of it is that already makes it feel easier. Than like half the shit you've put up with up to this point. And then if you play the original, after dealing with these controls, it's also much easier. Because this, like with many issues with games, can be solved by merely, not going full bore. Just take it slow, take it easy. You don't have to do things at full speed. You could just kind of take your time. Gingerly boost. Tease it, if you will. Screw it, just go. Don't care. I will fucking eat the hit. I don't care. And there's that. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Also, another thing that's well, you'll see. That is a nice change that helps make the story more obvious. You will notice, and of course I will yammer on about it. Now, of course, this one gives you the hint of unlock a new path by earning all of the colored gems. Oh yeah, I think the whole thing was that actually, I forget. Oh yeah, I think you do need to get the stuff and then come back to this. I don't remember if I can't remember if this one has boxes or not. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Like, I'm pretty sure none of the gem routes have boxes. So I think it's just a matter of just do the thing. Just go through, do the thing, there you go. Also, there's nothing of value up there. Oh, don't do that shit to me. Oh wait, no, you don't. You don't have to do it. Why'd I do that? Okay, so I could go you know what, now I think about it, I could go back, do the gem route, get that gem, then come back and do this gem route. And then I could do it all in one go. Instead of coming back afterwards and do it, because this will be the last crystal, and then I'd have to go fight Cortex, then do it. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do the gem route. Yeah, I know, but I'm already halfway through. Whatever. Got through this faster than I anticipated, anyways. Oh, this is entertaining. Spike just linked me to something that says Evo Japan 2018 games announced. Smash Brothers Melee ditched for Switch Fighter ARMS. And then the comments were like, it's almost like North America is literally the only place that still cares about Melee. And then the next one under that is, it's almost like it's been the same circle of 20 people playing it for a decade, and they somehow keep getting in. Yeah. It's almost like nobody else goddamn cares. It's almost like everybody else knows how to admit when a game is done. You should move the fuck on. So yeah, let's just do this. Alright, now of course this is a path that goes all the gems. And is essentially the ultimate challenge. Yeah, I don't know how I pulled that off. Like, we're at the point where, like, whenever people try to keep making, like, Smash Brothers style games, like, they constantly go on and on about, like, you know, made by Melee play, by, you know, emulating, like, you know, Smash Brothers Melee, you know, for the diehards. And it's like, it's almost like the only people still trying to make Melee and keep it relevant are the people who won't shut up about Melee. It's like they're the only ones. Anyways, enough about that. Enough of that for now. I'm getting sidetracked. I spent the entire Ultimate Challenge shitting on Melee fans. Oh, time well spent. Not gonna lie, but hey, we're not here for that. We're not here to crash parties. We're here to crash boxes. All right, now we finish the stage proper. So, while ultimate in one sense of the word, also, not the biggest challenge in another sense, due to the fact that you've gone through way more hell just to reach this point. Where if you've been playing, a 100% run like this, you've gone through way more hell just reaching this. But, in a sense, that might be the point. Maybe the point was to present something that, to someone who is very much still freaking out, would feel like, oh, I can't do this. But to someone who's been doing but to someone who's been, trying their ass off and putting their all into each and every stage, it's basically a moment of, hey, I've gotten way better at this. Oh, fuck. And salvaged it. Now that's one I still don't know how to get through. To this day, without... To this fucking day. Oh my god. I do not need these mini heart attacks, Jesus Christ. And there it is. All 25 crystals, all 42 gems. Although we're not going to hear about the gems until after we do this, because, story-wise it wouldn't really make the most sense, I guess. I mean, it could make sense, but it just works flow-wise. Yep, that's all of them.
Yes! My plan is nearly complete. And I have you, Crash Bandicoot, to thank for it. Engine, what's happening? What's that? Is she stealing our signal?
Crash, Cortex isn't gonna use the crystals to contain the planet's energy. He's gonna harness the force and use it to power the super Cortex vortex he's built on his space station. One blast and the ray will cover the entire world, turning everyone into Cortex's mindless slaves. Crash, don't let him have those crystals!
Engine, you fool! She's telling him everything! Oh, yes, we're back now. Pardon the, interruption. Crash, bring me crystals!
Now then, essentially, what's going on here, in the original, at the same setup, all that stuff went down, But the way... Look, the way the game went... Look, the way the final battle goes is that you're just unceremoniously fighting Cortex, and he's running away from you. No understanding, no reason why. There's a small detail to this, and a reason as to why one of the fail states is that I'll show you. Why it all makes sense now, with a single detail about Cortex himself that makes it make sense. And why, while it's not as satisfying a fight as, you know, the first game or the third game, though it still has amazing music, it fits thematically. All the fights fit thematically. And I really like that about these games. They're so simple, but they convey so much. He has in the original, he didn't have a crystal. And in the original, you just started out in space. Whereas this version, you start leaving the warp rooms. Again, I'm not going to beat him this time. I'm just going to let it happen. Just going to go. Just let this go. You start off leaving an airlock in the warp rooms. And he's got the crystals. So essentially, the final battle is that now that his plan has been exposed, Cortex literally grabbed the crystals and is making a run for the Cortex Vortex. I'm just going to let him go. Also because I just love the music. And then he gets to the end. And there's your fail state. He reaches the Cortex Vortex and his plan succeeds. So really, when you think about it, this game is like it has him the closest to actually winning in the end. Okay, if I can just get this right. Now I gotta actually do it. Shit. Also, a side trick that I learned as a kid: if you spin attack the obstacles as you get close, you'll still hit them, but you won't slow down nearly as much. And there he goes. Something not in the game, now you have speed shoes, so you can do time trials. Because
You haven't seen the last of me, Crash Bandicoot.
So yeah, you don't really defeat Cortex in this game. You just reveal his plan and stop him from succeeding, essentially. That's it. You merely stop him from succeeding and he runs away.
Crash, what do you suppose happened to Cortex? And what about the Cortex Vortex? It's still up there.
No, not yet, not yet. We are not done yet. And now, with the Cortex Vortex just kind of floating up there and still a hazard, now, with Cortex having fled and abandoned it to parts unknown, now we destroy it. Now's our chance.
You have acquired all of the gems. Incredible! The crystals are not the only means of harnessing planetary energy. The gems have that ability as well. And with them, I can destroy the Cortex Vortex forever! Let me warp you to my completed laser installation.
And there it is. Now we finished the game. Also, a nice side detail about this scene is that this is actually taking place atop the ruins of one of the 3 Wumpa Islands from the first game.
Are ready, Crash.
I think the castle ruins.
Honors?
And there goes the rubble that will cause the plot of Crash Bandicoot 3. I always liked how like the true ending of like the canon ending of each game literally begins the next game. Anyways, that's it. That is Crash Bandicoot 2. That's everything. That's how it works. And of course, because of how painstakingly these games were made, if you were playing the original versions, you could literally use these as a guide. Doesn't matter what version of the game you play, it will work all the same. So, I'm not sure when I'm going to do another one of these, but I do believe I will go through... I think I'm going to go through... I think I will go through Warped and then loop back around to do the original. Because for the stream idea was that I wanted to do them in the order that I played them as a child. Because by the time I got a PlayStation... The sequel was out. And so my first PlayStation games were Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, and Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. And so naturally, when Year of the Dragon and Warped came out, I got those immediately. And then I think like a good year or two, and then I think like a couple years later, I finally decided like, you know what? I never played the originals. Let's get the original games. And then I finally did get to play Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. So I think I'm going to just keep doing these in that order. Like the way I was going to play, like playing them by myself, I figured this is my chance to finally play them in order, and I did that. So for the stream, I figured let's go through them in the way that I did as a kid. So starting with Crash 2, then we'll move on to Crash Warped, and then we'll loop back around and finish this journey with the original. Now the only problem I could see, you know what, actually it isn't much of a problem because of the way the levels are set up. Doing the time trials wouldn't be that big of a task, because again, Warped is built in a way where the levels give you an engaging adventure normally, but then when you go through them for time trials, you can just go. It's not like trying to do them in here where you still have a lot of where like the levels are more about like slowly going through things. So that shouldn't actually. It really doesn't take like if you really know your way around. It doesn't really take too long. So yeah, I'll do it. I'll do warp. I was just trying to decide to myself if I should go through the time trials on camera or if I should just run those by myself and then just kind of do the other shit and then, you know, just be like, hey, now we'll do the levels that are unlocked by doing the time trials. But you know what? It doesn't matter. That'll be entertaining. Because this isn't about speed. This isn't about keeping a schedule. This is about just entertaining. This is about just entertaining friends and shooting the shit. So I'll go for another like half hour. I'll start warped. Anyways, here we go. Oh, right, the autosave. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, overwrite the autosave. I don't use no goddamn autosave.
Uka Uka is free? No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come.
None have dared fail the great Uka Uka even once. But you, Cortex, you have failed me twice.
Great Uka Uka! It was that infernal Bandicoot!
From deep inside my temple prison, I sent you simple instructions to follow. But you lost the gems, you lost the crystals, and I have lost my patience. There is now no other power source left on this planet.
I know we've had a few unfortunate setbacks.
And failed. But since your bumbling has managed to set me free, I am feeling generous. There is still a way to amass the power needed to enslave this miserable planet. And this time, the great Uka Uka will make sure that you do it right.
After many eons, my evil twin brother, Uka Uka, has been freed from his underground prison.
Long ago, I locked him there to protect the world from his malice. Now, free once again, he must be stopped. Children, Uka Uka and Cortex plan to use this time-twisting machine to gather crystals that lay scattered across time. I have brought you here to recover the crystals before they do. To open the time portal, simply stand on a button and then jump into the portal. Good luck.
Alright then. Now, as you can see here, this is a beautiful touch. What they gave Coco to do here finally, because there's no use for this screen now, is that when you go see her over here, she's now actively hacking into the time twister. And as you can see by the images, she's actively doing what allows her to come back and be in the other games. Oh wow, it actually does still fall on you if you just leave it alone. Come on, man. Do something to mess around. Yeah, she does. She laughs at him. Laughing at her brother doing. Oh, nice. There it is. Alright, that's all I wanted, Coco. Yeah, that's right. Get in here. Also, funny thing about being able to play Coco and how there are certain levels. Basically by playing her, every other game becomes a reverse of Crash Bandicoot Warped, and Warped becomes a reverse of Crash Bandicoot Warped. Because the original game setup was that, you know, Crash played all these levels, and then Coco had a boss fight and 2 or 3 other levels to herself. But if you play as Coco in any of the games, then it's basically Coco's adventure with Crash taking on the bosses and a couple level and like 2 or 3 levels that only he can do.
Crash, crash, crash. Why must you always muck in my mud? Oh, look! I have a mask helping me, too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough.
Also, fun fact, Uka Uka is voiced by John DiMaggio in this. Kind of amazing. You can, it's hard to hear at times, but like when Uka Uka is especially testy and starts raising his voice a bit, you start hearing a bit more of it. Like, you start hearing a bit of that signature, like weird grumbly yell that John DiMaggio is able to do with a lot of his voices, especially with like Bender and shit. I really like what they did with the bonus music. I was floating for a second. So one thing that was interesting about the original version of this game that makes me appreciate it more in the Sane Trilogy is that one thing that always threw me off as a kid, because like I've always really loved video game music and their OSTs and like the type of stuff that you can hear from them that you don't get from regular music. Anyways, one thing that always bummed me out as a kid was the fact that, you know, in Crash 2 and in the original, there were so many different themes for different areas. Like, you know, even different versions of stages would have different themes. Like, you know, every level type had 3 different types of music. There was the main theme, there was its unique bonus track, and there was the secret track for, you know, death routes, gem routes, secret routes, what have you. Whereas in this game, the main thing that's different is that there's a main level theme, and then you have the general bonus theme that is remixed for each level type, each time period, and then the same thing for the secret route, for the secret theme. And so it's always like, oh man, it's just kind of like the same. It's literally like every bonus and every secret is literally the same theme. Just, you know, this one's medieval sounding, this one's Egyptian sounding, this one's Arabian sounding, this one's prehistoric sounding. And we just make the save file here. Yeah, 104%. We'll get to that way later. But what I like about the remixes here is that they give each version its own little flair. So even though you are listening to the same theme for the bonus every single time, it feels even more different than it did in the past. Because they all emphasize different background beats and different parts of the melody in different ways. Also, I actually noticed the music in the underwater stages now, so that's amazing. Props to them for that. Very calming. Oh wow, I'm just noticing. If you go at a slight angle, notice Crash, he stops paddling. He just kind of lets the current lets the current float him along. I like to kind of treat this like a shmup. Just kind of let it drift along. Let it do its thing. Let things slowly come to me, come into view. Oops. Nice and calming. Slowly drift along. Quietly. Calmly. Whoop. Anyways, let's see what else I can get done. Alright. I might actually be able to at least finish the first warp room before I cut it off. Hold run for top speed. Control suffers, though. These levels are entertaining in time trials, because if you go full speed, you can just leap over everything. And you'll actually be going so fast that the dragons won't have a chance to actually, like, show up. They'll start moving, I mean, they're always there. Also, I think they made your hitbox bigger when you're riding things, which is nice. Well, bigger in terms of boxes. Like, dealing with enemies, it's still just as, specific as it needs to be. But in terms of getting boxes, especially when you have to zigzag really quickly to get a bunch of boxes, way easier. As long as you're trying, you're good. Alright, so far so good.
Uka Uka and Cortex want tiny get crystals and bring them to big Colosseum in Rome. Crash! Leave them for Tiny, or Crash get crushed!
Also, John DiMaggio was tiny in this as well. Just, I don't have to do that, but I want to. Because the Triceratops is nice enough to crush everything else in its path, including me if I don't get my ass in gear. Oh, damn. I overshot it. As happens when you go full speed sometimes. Of course, that's also how I learned to, in a lot of games, how to just do what is needed. Overdoing things like slide jumping on every jump that's when you're not sure of yourself. Then things get weird sometimes, because they end up causing an issue that wouldn't have been one. Because you did more than you needed to. I still hit all the boxes because I can. Including those. Oh. And then it got me killed. That's why you don't do it. That's why you don't bother with it. Just run. Just get the fuck out of the way. Just keep going. Although it is a good habit to get the ones that are on the sides if you can, because you never know how far the hitbox is going to go and whether it's going to hit them or not. So if you got to do it. Oh, wow. Well, that is certainly a new one, but very, very possible if you do like I did and run to the opposite side and overshoot shit. So, let that be a lesson. Don't do more than you need to. Don't overshoot. Don't get ridiculous. Just go. So, yeah. Guess we're redoing that stage, huh? Well, on the bright side, more lives. It's always nice. Oh dear. And that is also why you want to try and break whatever boxes you can, because you're getting chased, and there's boxes right before where the gem's gonna appear. Kind of don't want to have to wait, because if you break them all, gem pops up immediately. If you wait and let the Triceratops hit it, yeah, he gets a little close. And I panicked the first time and I jumped off. Gem hadn't appeared yet. Now I know to be careful. Yeah, I'll do it after this. There's nothing behind me, and here we go. Okay. You can play as this female character, but they're on a vehicle though. He's like, they're on vehicles though. It's like, but I wanted to see what they could do on foot like the main hero. What like the main hero. No, they got a vehicle. They're even better. They're better. That's cool. It's cool. It's great. It's awesome. Oh, don't give me that shit about the internet. Nothing's changed about the internet, and you fucking know it, game. Oh, there we go. Oh, thought I'd dodge it. Oh well. The second playable character was always the vehicle person. Every time they'd always dangle it on you. It's like, look, you also get to play as this character, and then you only play them when dealing with like vehicles and stuff, and so you'd never get to actually see what they could do on foot like the main hero. Of course, there is a precedent for it, you know. Not everyone's suited for the same type of. Thankfully, many cases I experienced were always something where it was like, well, it wasn't really a way to fit them into the setup for that game in particular, or the series or the plot in that way. So naturally, giving them an indirect way to be played, you know, be it vehicles or them controlling something, was a way to do it, and include them more in the story. And, you know, just also give this new, fresh thing to do. So it worked.
Rash, Coco, stole the pretty crystals. Tiny, take them back in Gladiator Arena.
Only really downside is when you had a case like Coco, where each game and each new profile was always talking about how she's smarter, faster, how she's smarter and slicker than Crash, and she's more combat oriented than him, whereas he's more about movement and getting out of scrapes. And it's like, well, how come she never gets to fight on foot then? And then when she finally did in Wrath of Cortex, they deliberately made her shittier. I really like what they did with the crowd in this. Notice they do the wave when it's time for the lions. Also, there's an old trick where you could avoid most of the lions by standing up in a certain corner. This corner in particular. It doesn't really work in this one. They programmed around it. Although, if you do try it, like deliberately just stand there and do nothing, then until you get hit, the audience will throw cheese at you. Yeah, see? Also, the horde of lions is way, way bigger than in the original. And now they throw tomatoes at Tiny.
Well done, children. By defeating Tiny, you have unlocked the gate to the next time travel area. Go back to the center of this time twister and save your progress if you wish. From there, you will see that the gate to the second time travel area is now open.
Also, it's much easier to tell in the, all the Radical Entertainment Crash games. So, like, starting with Crash of the Titans, and especially in Crash Mind Over Mutant, because they have a lot of dialogue and a lot of, you know, animated cutscenes, and pretty funny, honestly. But Aku Aku is now voiced by, I think his name was like Greg something, I can't remember. All I know is he's the voice of Grim from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Just saying. But yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, that is it. So, yeah.